When I was a small child, my father was murdered and an uncle was killed in front of my eyes. And that's how my life as a refugee began. My mother realized the dilemma that she was in, having 3 young children and having to provide for them and having to give them a life of hope without their father. So then we decided to move and flee from this country. And we went through so many refugee camps, and then there were moments that there were gunshots and people coming into the refugee camps to create such horrors. And all I can remember is my mother taking her body and going over my little brother and trying to protect him from the shots. And afterwards, one of the things that my mother did was decide that she cannot just go from refugee camp to refugee camp, that it was time to provide for her children a life of opportunities, and thus our journey to America began. Despite the darkness and the struggles that we go through, it is important to recognize that light that exists within you that screams out, always have hope.
We lived a very nice life, and then the Civil War happened. Once that happened, essentially, we lost everything. We ended up in Kenya in a refugee camp, and so began the life of a refugee family at that time that owned nothing, starting life from scratch, essentially, figuring out ways to survive. There was a sense of hope in that every night, my uncle, who was very religious, would have us all come together as a family after supper, and we would supplicate. We would tell stories of the prophet, stories of hope, really.
Guided by this light of hope, we have the strength of spirit to keep us steadfast on this journey.
At the same time, my mom became a single parent and a refugee. It was terrifying. That was the spark that lit the determination for her to do whatever she had to do for her family. When we found out we were coming to US finally, it was so exciting. It was the solution to all our problems. But when we came here, it felt like we were dropped in the middle of the ocean. Once again, I saw my mom's strength and determination to do whatever she had to do to keep the family going. And in this land of opportunities, whether she had to do 3 different jobs, she had to take care of us, she had to be the mom and the dad, and keep the family together, keep the culture, the faith going, everything together. Our faith teaches us that there's always hope. After every dark night, there is light of the day.
And now it's time to celebrate how far we've come. But we're not done yet.
I'm a high school senior, and I plan to go to college, and all that's possible because my family has sacrificed a lot of things for us to be here.
I have a future now that I didn't have back then. I have something to look forward to, looking forward to college, getting a job, and all the stuff that I didn't think was possible back then.
We celebrate life every day because we know what the alternative is.
We celebrate the opportunities we have been given every day in the way we live our life.
The potential within us is great, and with our community, it is even greater.
I think it's really important for people to find that place where you get to give back to the community, and it's such a privilege and it's such a personal reward to be able to work in the community, to either work with organizations or to work with the people themselves and see that progress that they make, to see the learning that happens, to see light bulbs go off, to see eyes sparkle. That's the kind of reward that you're really looking for when you're working in community, and I would hope everybody gets that opportunity.
And now that we are here, remember, this is not a destination. This is just another curve in this journey. And remember, there's a child somewhere out there who is just beginning their own journey.